So while Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath, he is not the Sabbath. That concept does not appear anywhere in Scripture, neither does the phrase.
Well, see, actually it does. Hebrews chapter 4. Matter of fact, the entire letter to the Hebrews was demonstrating how Jesus fulfilled all those things from the old covenant. Now we look to Jesus as opposed to looking at the ceremonies, the feasts, the sacrifices in the temple, all of that stuff. So you're wrong there, bro. Next, you did what I said you guys do in my video. You guys love to appeal to the law. Then you want to bring up Jesus saying, if you love me, you keep my commandments. What he's talking about is love, having love for one another. He's not talking about keeping the Sabbath. But because you're a Seventh-day Adventist, I can see how you would need to insert that into the text, the meaning of the text, so that you can continue in your tradition. Now, you also claim that Jesus was showing us how to keep the Sabbath. No, Jesus was healing people. He was healing sick people. He was doing the work of God on the Sabbath. And the Pharisees didn't like that. They didn't like that he was doing things on the Sabbath. Yeah, it's easy to make these little claims in passing and then, but make a whole bunch of various points so that it's hard for someone to address them all. It's not really necessary to address all those things that you were saying, because all those things you were saying is just your opinion. It's not based on any actual study. And let me ask you something. What is keeping the Sabbath to you? Is it only going to church on Saturday? Is that what you think keeping the Sabbath is? What is keeping the Sabbath to you? And what do you think you were gaining by keeping the Sabbath? Do you go to synagogue on Friday night? That's what the Jews do. That's how they keep Shabbat. That's one of the things they do to keep Shabbat. Do you bake challah bread on a Thursday night? Do you do that? Let me help you out here, bro. Let me show you something. This is from Church History in Plain Language by Bruce Shelley. This like the end of the first section, the apostolic age. Listen to this. So pious Jews considered the Christian flight an act of treason, and it sealed the fate of the church in the Jewish world. With the decision to bar Christian Jews from synagogue services some years later, the break was complete. Any Jew who wished to remain faithful to his religion could not also be a Christian. The new faith had become and would remain a Gentile movement. The old wineskin was irreparably torn. So after this turn of events, Jewish Christians stopped going to synagogue. They weren't allowed, but they continued meeting in people's homes for worship on Sunday, which is why we do it today. So all this trying to twist the scriptures up to make them say, for the sake of your tradition, your Ellen G. White tradition, you know what I'm saying, that Christians must keep the Sabbath, not even explaining what that means exactly. You know what I'm saying? That I'm cool off all that. I'm cool off of all. You can keep that. If that's what you want to do, stay under the law, even though the law has been fulfilled in Jesus and your rest is not in Jesus, but in keeping the Sabbath, you continue on doing that, bro. You go ahead. Us over here, though, we've put our trust in Jesus. We've put our trust in the God-man, Jesus Christ. I don't have to keep the Sabbath because my rest is in Jesus, period.